Welcome to Wanderlust. I'm Millie.
And I'm Jonty. We have just a few days left to go before we fly out to Singapore. We have got all the paperwork in now. We've got our permit to travel, which came through yesterday, and we are really, really excited, but we've just got a few more things left to do that we've been doing this week as well.
Yeah, we got some last minute packing, still chucking stuff out. We've packed the suitcases so they are ready to go. Yeah, I think there's not a lot left to do. We've got large pieces of furniture left to sell that are being collected at the weekend.
This
Sofa's going. There's piles of stuff ready for the removal company when they come. So it's getting there.
Yeah, it's really exciting. But throughout this week as well, we have been going through the tricky side of moving abroad, which is saying goodbye to close friends and family. We have been really lucky that we have been able to see a lot of people this week, still at our socially distant distances. It's quite tricky not being able to hug people and say goodbye that way, but to be able to see people has been wonderful. Last weekend we saw the Louis family, who are incredibly special people to us. Actually, our family go back generations. Rich and I, our grandparents, our granddads, were in church together in Singapore many moons ago. Our parents grew up together in their youth group. Rich and I have grown up together now, our children spending time together, and we went and explored an amazing little woods in Guildford, which is just up the road from where we are, and we had the best time with the family and just spending time together, swinging on rope swings. Ooh.
I fell off a rope swing today and I've really hurt my back. The rope snapped, flung me quite far, a couple of meters maybe, so I won't be going on a rope swing anytime soon.
But we had a really lovely time with the Louis, saying goodbye to them.
On Sunday, we saw Jonty's older sister Charmaine and husband Tim and their kids Joel and Faith. They came here, we had a barbecue. It was just a really nice, chilled out day, just not thinking about having to say goodbye because we're going to see them again, thankfully. I feel like we've put off a lot of goodbyes, but we've been spending a lot of time with them, so that's really nice. And the cousins had a really nice time together as well, just playing and enjoying each other's company.
Yep, so that was kind of the last time we'll see our nephew anyway, because he will be at school when we leave. So that was quite difficult to say goodbye to him. He's just lovely. And then I've been back at work this week, but we saw my parents on Wednesday. They came up to spend the day with the family, and I saw them for the evening. It was actually their 43rd wedding anniversary,
amazing.
which is pretty cool. And then this evening, one of my closest friends, Owen, drove from East London to Guildford as well, and we just spent some time walking around Guildford basically, with some takeaway coffees and just chatting and spending time together. Owen and I have known each other for well over 10 years. I think it's probably like 14 years now, maybe, 14 years. We were housemates, and just the best time with him, and someone who we're going to miss very, very dearly. Tonight our friend Maya came over. We've got more friends coming tomorrow just to say goodbye, and it's really tricky. And it's tricky because we have to be socially distant. It's tricky because we're not able to hug people.
You can't hug goodbye, it's so weird. It's just like, bye, see you soon. We've been living here for 2 years now, and we've met some amazing people since we've been here. So it's really nice to have friends that we've met here that will continue to be friends when we're in Singapore, and we've got friends that want to come and visit us as well. So we've kind of been collecting friends. We've got some really solid friends from Norfolk, and Facebook makes it so much easier to stay in touch with people. You don't feel like you're quite so removed, even though we might not have spoken to them for a few months. You know, you can keep in touch with photos and odd messages here and there, so it's definitely easier to stay in contact with people.
Do you know, I think we're also just really lucky because we do understand that it's not easy to make friends sometimes, but we are so blessed to have some good people who we love like from the bottom of our hearts, but it does make things like moving abroad really tricky, really difficult. And you know, we are unlikely to be coming back to the UK for a couple of years, and for some of those friends it means that we will not see them for 2 years, and that's quite hard to take. And you know, there is, you know, it is very easy for us to focus on all of these wonderful things that we're doing, but we're going to dearly miss our friends, and that is pretty tricky. That's a tricky part of this whole process.
We'd planned that we were going to go to Norfolk the week before we moved, before everything with coronavirus and travel restrictions, and we were going to spend a week in Norfolk going to see sort of the Norfolk friends and family there, but we haven't been able to do any of that. So there's a lot of goodbyes that'll happen over Skype and FaceTime that, yeah, we just can't do in person, which is really tough. And
due to COVID, there are some really significant people we're just not able to see. We're not able to see Millie's dad and his wife. We're just gutted about that, because we haven't been able to see them for a little while. And but you know, we have to keep in mind that, you know, COVID is still very real. It's still not all that safe to be seeing people all the time, and that's tricky. But we'd much rather that the family stayed healthy and well, and that we will see them in a safer environment in the future. So one of the things that lockdown has brought on for us is this amazing chance to explore the local area, and we have found all these wonderful places that we didn't even know existed pretty much on our doorstep. And this week we have explored Guildford a little bit more.
Really close friends here. I went for a walk today with a friend called Alice. Their whole family is lovely. Aspen and Ted are in the same class at school. So we went for a walk in the woods today. Really fun time. We kind of lost track of the time, and I was supposed to be home by 12 and we were still in the woods. The kids were digging in mud. And then we kind of postponed the goodbye because they're buying our beds. So we're like, this isn't goodbye, we'll see you tomorrow. And then another friend is coming over tomorrow. So I just feel like we're postponing the goodbyes, but we can't stop the inevitable final
we're running out of time.
Happening.
Due to COVID, we haven't actually been able to say a really, really good sort of face-to-face goodbye with many friends, and that's kind of tricky. We had a really lovely conversation earlier this evening with our friends Callum and Gemma as well, and I think, you know, one of the really, really good things is knowing that our friends are coming to visit us and locking in some time. Tonight, also our friend Maya came to see us, and she had said how she is definitely going to come out and spend some time with us in Singapore as well. And I think it just knowing that these friends are good enough friends who would travel to the other side of the planet just to hang out with us and to spend some time together, it really, really means a lot. And I'd recommend locking in some dates. So we know some friends who are coming to see us at Christmas, we know some friends who are coming at Easter, and to know that that's happening actually makes it feel less painful saying goodbye, to be honest.
It's more of a see you soon.
Definitely.
Goodbye.
This week we hit over 50 subscribers, and we're just really, really blown away by the fact that you would want to track along with our journey. And this time next week we would have spent a few days in quarantine, and so do subscribe if you haven't already to find out what that's like and what our journey from here to Singapore is like in our last few days in the UK. Thank you for your support. And we hope you keep tracking along with us, and we'll see you next time from quarantine in Singapore somewhere.